Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. What does UDA members of parliament want former President Uhuru Kenyatta to do, or rather to say, about the mass action? I am listening to very interesting voices that are saying that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is behind the mass action that is funding it. That line is not only vague, but is also very tired. But it has been used in the past to insinuate that Raila Odinga, that Uhuru Kenyatta could be behind it. I don't want to dismiss, I don't want to confirm. But I just want to ask a question. Does it mean that Raila Odinga cannot call for that mass action without a push from former president? Does he lack that capacity to call people to come and protest? I'm simply not getting that argument. It's that math is somehow, to me, it's not mathing. Naivasha member of parliament was speaking, Jen Kihara was speaking in Kirinyaga. I think that was an homecoming party of Rigathi Gachagua. According to him, he studied in that place, so they were making some comeback there, and they were giving students money, allegedly for, and I just want to make a comment. So, you go to a high school, now that even it was an event, that you're making a homecoming as now a deputy president, and like one of the alumni is now the current deputy president of the country. And you're making what will be an important academic tour, but you go to the school, alafu unafanya siasa kwa shule. Hey. Hii Kenya tukanacheza sana. Even if you want to go back to your former school, you're a deputy president, they already know. So what do going back to a secondary school have to do with the politics? And I think we need to be very wary. There is something that Rigathi Gachagua and the team are doing. And people are simply crafting political events. I don't know that there is scarcity of events or no. I used to see President William Ruto, Deputy President William Ruto, launching projects before he was stopped by William Ruto. Since the Kenya Kwanza came into power, I have never seen the deputy president going to Mount Kenya to launch a project. He's just organizing some small village events, and because the media is there, he used them to attack Uhuru left, right, and center without some tangible, things that don't look very serious. So, Jim Kihara is asking Uhuru Kenyatta to give a stand on that mass action. And I'm like, what do they want president to say? Because former president was actually seen as a man who did not listen to them, and these are the team that planted the anti-Uhuru venom. Initial position was that Uhuru was funding Azimio, and so Raila is behind everything. Today, that is it. But Uhuru himself has responded. Jubilee Party, they gave a clear message that a party position, that they support the declaration of Monday as a public holiday after Raila Odinga said in Siaya. Now, that directly, according to me, Jubilee Party is still linked to former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. But I want to tell you why they want Uhuru to talk. And in fact, it's not about Uhuru to say anything. They just want to hear Uhuru talking. I want us to look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our video. Thank you very much for those who are supporting us from different parts of the globe. Why do you think everyone wants Uhuru to talk? This is because, and there is a propaganda of Uhuru Kenyatta involvement in active politics. I know that according to constitution, he's supposed to relinquish any role in active politics so that he enjoys the retirement benefits. But again, I'm not sure that that constitutional provision limited him from association or expression of political views. I don't think that clause still holds, because if that is it, then there was an argument of Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka should not enjoy their retirement perks simply because they're still active in politics and they've been enjoying those perks. So the propaganda involved coming out that Uhuru is still involved in politics can be used, and they can use that to delay or rather even to deny him the retirement perks, which is he's entitled to as the fourth president of the Republic of Kenya. So he's avoiding that propaganda because the 6 months window by the constitution lapsed yesterday. The 6 months lapsed yesterday, or rather a few days ago, because William Ruto was sworn in on 13th September. So it lapsed on 13th March, so like 5 days ago. So the propaganda is trying to avoid that propaganda. There is something why they want Uhuru to talk. You see, this question about the cost of living, there is a very clear strategy to sustain it and revert the blame to former President Uhuru Kenyatta. And I've always said that why you want to blame it on Uhuru, even when Uhuru was there, Uhuru also had a reason. He said that some of these problems are above me. And I remember he was very angry the very last days. But yourself, you went and told the public, mliambia wananchi kwamba bei za vitu hazihusishi na hizo vitu za Russia. Yourself, you went and told Kenyans. You told Kenyans that the cost of living is not associated anywhere with the Russian war. But then, now, you want to again come back and blame it on former president. While the reality here is that it also has an effect from the Russian war. So, immediately Uhuru will drop any word, I can tell you, it will be used against him, and now the whole conduit will be diverted. Complaints will be diverted to him. In fact, I think the leaders in Mount Kenya are the most myopic, if you ask me. Very gullible. Uhuru has left. Uhuru is home. Uhuru is resting. Yes. Uhuru is resting because Uhuru will no longer come back to tell Mount Kenya, vote for this person, vote for that person. So, if you want to talk to your voters, give your voters the solutions, the things you promised Gema. That is what you should tell Gema. You should not tell Gema about Uhuru did that, Uhuru did this. That story is done. Uhuru will emerge in some other fronts, but now deliver for the Mount Kenya voters. You should not be judged on how many words a leader is talking, is saying about former president. Judge those leaders in terms of what they promised you. Wanawakava macho na stories, while in sense they know very well they're just trying to evade the truth. Ruto undermined Uhuru Kenyatta when Uhuru Kenyatta said that I want to solve winner takes all through a handshake, and through the handshake arrangement I came up with BBI, said that we are creating positions here and there, but then we wanted to solve winner takes all. Now that is the problem, and Uhuru said here that mimi nitaenda, lakini if we can't solve winner takes all, and I can say here to the current politicians, be it Kenya Kwanza, to President Ruto, if we can't have a solution to winner takes all, we are not going to solve this problem. In fact, the whole problem here is winner takes all. You cannot employ people, and you employ the whole of the tribesmen, while a deputy president is going out and bragging to the country on how the country is a company and is very busy when he goes to the mountain, telling the mountain that it is their company and so they reap it. You cannot manage that way. You are simply saying that if a person from my tribe is not in the position, I don't belong. We must have a solution to winner takes all. That is the big problem. Now, we are talking about how, in terms of resource allocation, we'll give everyone. But when it comes to jobs, we'll give those who voted for us. So then you come and wait. Who is paying taxes? All of us are paying. So we need to be very honest in some of these things. We need to be very honest. We are really making a lot of corners around it. Raila, I think when Uhuru speaks, turning the war on Uhuru is to make this thing look like a big man gig. And I've always said, and I repeat, I'm not tired from repeating this. It can be true that there are personal fortunes that can come out of what is going on. But it is equally true that the cost of living is high. You might sugarcoat it the way you want to say it, you want to look at it the way you want, but the truth of the matter here is the cost of living is high. So whether the public will come because Raila is looking for a job or a handshake or not, but you have to agree that at the end of the day, it's what it is. And that is why I say, Amir received a message today from my high school principal, not high school, my school where my brother goes, that they were supposed to open on Monday after midterm. The school has said, no, we are going to open on Wednesday. Why? And I remember we had a discussion in the WhatsApp, why? And someone said something that made sense. He said that while government have said we move on, but we don't want to provoke the public because the public is agitating. The masses could be agitating about the cost of living. So when they see other people going on, we're like, you're not part of the solution. And that's why I say, if you're doing business and you feel you're not safe, you should not risk your 100,000 stock because you want to be seen as if you don't care what's going on. And I want to ask you, who is coming to buy? Who will come to town to buy if people are protesting? That's it. So, achanini na Uhuru. I think Uhuru is resting. Solve your problems. Face Raila Odinga, face the issues, and solve the problems. Meandering about, calling other people, to me, I think is a wrong strategy.